all stand for the pledge of allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Would board members please stand for a moment in memory of one of our board members' mothers passed away this past few weeks. Mr. Nielsen had quite a tragedy. First his brother, and then his mother. So just take a moment for prayer. Thank you very much. Statement of attitude.
Compliance with the Open Public Meeting Act, Chapter 231, Laws of 1975, the State of New Jersey adequate notice of this meeting of the South River Board of Education was provided in the following manner on July 3rd, 2019. The notice was faxed and mailed to the following newspapers: the Home News Tribune and the Sentinel on July 3rd, 2019. The notice was delivered to the office of South River Borough Clerk and posted at the Board of Education Administration Building, and on July 3rd, the notice was posted at the South River Borough Clerk. Mr. Andre, roll call.
Here.
Mr. Bazak?
Here.
Mrs. Beck?
Here.
Mrs. Bush?
Here.
Mrs. Cruz? Mr. Nielsen?
Here.
Mr. Rosano?
Here.
Mr. Urbanic?
Here.
Mr. Wailuda?
Here.
Mr. Cassiano?
Here.
The all board members have copies of the minutes that have been listed for August, September, May, and June. Board members, your pleasure.
Move the minutes.
Motion by Mr. Nielsen.
Second.
Second by Mr. Andre. Any additions, corrections? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So carried. Use of facilities?
There are 8 items on the agenda for tonight. Various times for the South River Knights, various times for the high school booster club, and the Right at School.
Board members, your pleasure.
Move the use of facilities in accordance with board policies.
Motion by Mr. Nielsen.
Second.
Second by Mrs. Beck. Comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So carried. Financial report, Mrs. Abate.
All board members do have copies of the financial report. Does anybody have any questions on it? Okay, will that be moved under consent, or is
No.
that to be moved now?
Yeah, you can read it now, please.
Okay. All right then. So be it resolved that the Board of Education hereby certifies that it is in receipt of the financial report, which indicates that no major account has been overexpended and that sufficient funds are available to meet the district's financial obligations for the remainder of the fiscal year. The Finance Committee recommends that the reports of the Board Secretary and the Treasurer of School Monies for May 2019 be approved, and I so move.
Motion by Mrs. Abate.
Second.
Second by Mr. Nielsen. Comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So carried. Superintendent, Mrs. Butcher.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Wailuda. I would like to begin my superintendent's report by welcoming Paige Edwards, who is here. Paige is going to talk to us about her experience at the FBLA National Leadership Conference that she attended in San Antonio.
So I'd like, is it on?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. I'd like to start by thanking the Board of Education members and the superintendent for sending me to San Antonio for the week while I was there. I learned a lot on my trip, and I also had great networking opportunities with other students from all around the country. While I was in San Antonio, although I didn't make it to the final round, the preliminary round was great. And my judges, I actually had networking opportunities with them, and I connected really well with them as well. While I was there, I also went to various seminars around the conference and in the area, and I met a lot of people, and I also did other networking experiences with one of the ladies from New York and another lady from North Carolina, and they taught me a lot about interview skills and other skills that I'll need to continue my education, and I'm majoring in business at Rowan University in the fall. So a lot of the skills that I learned while I was on the trip will be helpful for me in my the continuance of my education. And I thought it was very valuable that I went on this trip, and I wanted to thank you guys for letting me experience it. I also wanted to let you know that I'll be coming back to school in the fall to let the other FBLA members know what I learned on the trip and to talk about the experience. And I want to thank you guys again for sending me, and if you can keep doing it for other students like myself, it was a great experience and I had a wonderful time.
Great job.
You earned it. Congratulations.
Thank
Great
you.
job, Marcia.
Thank you.
Thank you so very much.
All right, the next portion of the superintendent's report is really just devoted to bringing our yearly district goals to a close, and just very briefly talking about some of the actions and accomplishments towards those goals. I will be posting these on our district website for the community to see, but we've already had some discussion as a board on several of these items, but I wanted to do so also for the public. We had a district goal to ensure that we were reaching out to our community and making sure that we had different avenues to reach our community. Our social media outreach has increased significantly with participation growing and growing. Like I mentioned before, we're up to almost 1,000 followers on the Facebook page. Our schools each have their own Twitter page with their own following. We have an opportunity to report on district happenings, important information. Today, for example, we posted information about physicals and their due date. Within an hour, it got 400 views or so. So these are important things that are getting out to the community, but more importantly, we're also able to showcase what's happening in our schools. We had our district curriculum fair. That was a big event to outreach for the community and to really show, again, what our district programs are all about. We developed a district informational flyer, just a very quick bulleted list of what we provide for our students in South River, and it's just a quick way to let community members know what opportunities are here and present in South River for their children. We're increasing the participation for our parents in the Connect Ed program, which means that they're receiving our messages. So when we have important information to push out to our families, we know that they are receiving it. And I mentioned to our board during their self-evaluation that we are up to 98% of our school community participates in those Connect Ed messages and are receiving that important information. This actually came to light when we had a recent shelter in place and had to give people sort of on-the-go information for dismissal, and we noticed that people were receiving our messages, were understanding by the minute the information we were sending out, and staying connected with us when we had a situation like that. So it's not just important to have regular upkeep, but it's also really important when it comes to a situation that we need to work together with our community members on. So we're definitely on our way to continuing to meet that goal, and then also finding ways, which is going to move the district forward, finding ways to reach those families, those parents who have some communication barriers. What do we do for parents that don't have the technology, for example, to access those resources? What do we do for families that can't be in our buildings, and so on. Our second goal was really to make sure that our district data aligns with our fiscal allocations. In my August report, you will hear just very specific data about our student performance in terms of our in-district assessments. So iReady diagnostic, AP exams, things of that nature. And then you will see another report in October that gives you more of the standardized testing information as well. But using those kinds of data sources to make decisions about where we're going to place our funding. So for example, if we see from our data that students need a lot of support to pass an Algebra 1 or an Algebra 2 assessment, then we know that we need to take our resources and place them in those areas to either provide our teachers with professional development, or maybe update the resources that students have, or maybe develop some sort of support program. That's just a very quick example of how you take student data and then take your financial resources and make sure that they are And then the final goal that we had was related to giving opportunity for students with special need and increasing their opportunity. And in that goal, during our board self-evaluation, we discussed our alternative program, which has given students just a different path towards meeting their high school credits. We've had a credit recovery program in the district since last summer. In the past, students had to go to another district or find some sort of private way and pay for credit recovery. We have now found an electronic way for students to build some of their credit here in the district at a much more affordable cost. And for our students with free and reduced lunch, we support their need as well. Credit recovery happens for a whole number of reasons, and students find themselves in situations, and it's our position that we have to support them and get them through those difficult times as well. So that's been a program we've put in place for students with special need, but really any student who requires that level of support. And then we've also looked at our students who are in out-of-district placements and found ways to open programs for them here in district so that they really have the opportunity to come to school in their home school with their peers, but still get the services that they require. So we're doing a lot with bringing specialized staff to the district. And so, for example, if a student has a severe medical need, we're seeing how instead of sending that student out, we can maybe bring a specialized nurse or somebody who can attend to that student's need, but here in district. And still giving that opportunity to the student to just really be able to go through school in the most or the least restrictive way possible. So those were our 3 goals. We're now in the process of developing our goals for the upcoming 1920 school year. So again, in the next superintendent's report, I will be providing some of those data sources and that information related to our in-district assessments, and then introducing our goals for 1920 school year. And so concludes my report.
Mr. President,
Move the superintendent's report.
motion by Mr. Zano,
Second.
second by Mr. Nielsen. Any comments, questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So carried. Next item on the agenda is the acceptance of the letter of resignation from Mrs. Kelly Cruz, who has moved out of the country. And that would be effective July 24th.
July 23rd.
July 25th?
23rd.
23rd?
Yes,
2 days
Oh, correct. Board members, your acceptance of the resignation.
Move we accept it with regret.
Motion by Mr. Rosanna,
Second.
second by Mr. Nielsen. Any comments or questions?
Yeah, I got some comments. It was great working with Kelly. She's definitely gonna be missed. When I first came on, she was there and showed me some of the ropes. So it was a pleasure getting to know her and working with her. And she's definitely going to be missed. She was an asset to this board. She really knew her finances. And I wish her well over in London, England. And maybe, she'll invite us over one time for
Yeah,
Good luck to you, Kelly.
As a reunion,
Yes.
we'll have a meeting there. Anyone else? Tony, you always have a,
I always have something to say. But yeah, I think Kevin said it all, really. She's just a dynamic board member. I learned a lot from her, and she always had an even keel, and attacked problems with vigor, but not yelling and screaming like I do sometimes. So she was definitely an asset to this board, and she and her presence will be missed.
okay, then we'll go to the committee report.
We're gonna
vote.
vote on this. Can we vote on it?
Oh, yeah, so Mr.
Okay.
So,
I have the motions.
you do,
Yes.
roll call.
Mr. Andre?
Yes.
Mr. Bezak?
Yes.
Mrs. Beck?
Yes.
Mrs. Bush?
Yes.
Mr. Nielsen?
Yes.
Mr. Rosanna?
Yes.
Mrs. Urbanek?
Yes.
Mr. Wetler?
Yes, motion carried. No committee reports, Mrs. Beck, athletic?
From the athletics and extracurricular, just a couple things in the report. Before and after the school, before our school year came to a close, all the fall coaches held meetings, developed their rosters, and my microphone is very loud. check the eligibility for all the students. The school physician will be in the school August 5th to go over the high school, the fall sports, and then again on September 9th for the middle school for physicals. And then 2 of our cheerleaders, Hannah Kurtz and Brooke Matthews, were selected to participate in this year's Autoland Classic, and Kenny Cross and Michael DeSantis will be representing the football team in the Autoland Classic as well. And otherwise, all the fall sports are I think, during training and getting ready. So next month I should have more.
Physicals due August 5th.
Okay, anyone else have anything to say? The buildings and grounds, Mrs. LeBay?
Thank you, Mr. President. So everybody did get the report from the Supervisor of Buildings and Grounds in your packet. Even though school is out, there is a lot going on here at the school grounds and the campus. Since we did move some class grades around, there is a lot of moving going on with furniture, class supplies, etc. There is painting going on, there is cleaning going on, clearing of brush, and as soon as they're done with that, then they're going to have to get everything ready for fall sports. They've also been doing some mechanical work on the freezers and chillers, and installation of some washers and dryers in the life skills room. So there's lots to do, and they are definitely getting to it. Any comments or questions? That completes the buildings and grounds report.
Could you continue with the finance, please?
Yes, I will. So on finance, there are 18 items on the agenda. Item 1, approve, submit, accept the Elementary and Secondary Education Act application and salary chart, fiscal year 2020. Number 2, approve, submit, accept Carl D. Perkins Career and Technical Education Act of 2006 grant application, year 2020. Approve, submit amendment number 2, carryover funds, IDEA, grant application, year 2019. Approve, submit, and accept IDEA grant application for year 2020. Accept 2018-2019 extraordinary aid. Number 6, accept 2018-2019 non-public transportation aid. 7, accept 2019-2020 non-public entitlements. 8, approve, accept 2019-2020 school year tuition placement, Old Bridge Board of Education. Number 9, approve project allowance number 1, high school vestibule project. 10, accept Educational Services Commission of New Jersey, Master Collaborative Service Rates, the 1920 school year. 11, approve the contract for Summit Speech School, itinerant and audiology consultation service provider, 1920 school year. 12, approve contract Bayada Home Health Care Incorporated, substitute nursing services provider for the 1920 school year. 13, approve the contract for the Jersey Elevator Company for elevator maintenance services, 1920 school year. 14, approve contract Behavior Therapy Associates, special education consultation services, 1920 school year. 15, approve the contract for Linkit Data Warehousing, Assessment and Analytics Service Provider, 1920 school year. 16 is to approve the tax requisition. 17, approve the line item transfers. And number 18, to approve the requisition list. Do any board members have any questions on any of the finance items? That completes my report.
Okay, then the instruction committee, Mr. Zane.
Thank you, Mr. President. There are 5 items under instruction. Number 1, approve professional development and travel expenses, 2019-2020 school year. Number 2, approve out-of-district placement, 2019-2020 school year. Number 3, approve charter school students tuition, 2019-2020 school year. Number 4, approve new curricular guides. Number 5, which is new since you got your original packet, approve out-of-district placement 2018-2019 school year. Mr. President, if I may, have number 3 read separately outside of the consent resolution.
Will do.
Thank you.
Any negotiations, Mr. Clark?
We are working with the SREA and the NJEA to finalize the contract. We hope to have the document complete, signed, and distributed to all their members and all the stakeholders and administration prior to the start of the school year.
Okay. And policy, Mrs. Bush,
There's nothing on the agenda this evening.
and then Human Resources, Mr. Wilson.
Thank you. There's 35 items. 1, approve resignation Joseph Lee, high school guidance counselor. 2, approve disability, sick maternity leave Amanda Johnson, school psychologist, 2019-20 school year. 3, approve disability, sick family leave Diane Rondensko, middle school special education teacher, 2019-20 school year. 4, approve intermittent family leave Janice Kaminsky Chortis, primary school teacher, 2019-20 school year. 5, approve appoint additional co-curricular staff, high school, 2019-20 school year. 6, approve salaries revised, non-bargaining unit, 2019-20 school year. 7, approve transfer Josephine Sabelli from primary school teacher to elementary school teacher. 8, approve transfer Renee Ernish from middle school ELA teacher to elementary school ASI G&T teacher. 9, approve transfer Carmela Bersis from primary school ASI teacher to elementary school ASI teacher. 10, approve transfer Tara Razak from primary school ESL teacher to elementary school ESL teacher. 11, approve appoint Scott Keller, high school math teacher, 2019-20 school year. 12, approve appoint Eric Katz, elementary school ESL teacher, 2019-20 school year. 13, approve appoint Noel Cofair, elementary school ESL teacher, 2019-20 school year. 14, approve appoint Jeffrey Branchek, elementary school ESL teacher, 2019-20 school year. 15, approve appoint Heather Noonan, elementary school ESL teacher, 2019-2020 school year. 16, approve appoint John Ambrose, high school math teacher, 2019-20 school year. 17, approve appoint Frederick Turbot, high school business teacher, 2019-20 school year. 18, approve appoint Khalid Udin, high school English teacher, 2019-20 school year. 19, approve appoint Brandon Russo, middle school social studies special education teacher, 2019-20 school year. 20, approve appoint Jennifer Sievers, middle school English teacher, 2019-20 school year. 20, rescind appointment of Amanda Karuki, elementary school special education teacher, 2019-20 school year. 22, approve appoint Nadine Regab, clerical substitute, summer of 2019. 23, approve curricular staff writing staff, 2019-20 school year. 24, approve appoint teacher leaders, 2019-20 school year. 24, approve abolish position, director of personnel curriculum and instruction. 26, approve position, assistant superintendent of personnel curriculum and instruction. 27, approve new job description, A3A, assistant superintendent of personnel curriculum and instruction. 28, approve change in status, Tammy Moss, certified occupational therapist assistant, CODA. 29, approve resignation for retirement, Kevin Korokin, middle school math teacher. 30, approve appoint Amanda Winnett, preschool speech language specialist, 2019-20 school year. 31, approve resignation Tara Razek, elementary school English as a second language teacher. 32, approve change in status Melanie Ringel, speech language specialist from part-time to full-time, 2019-20 school year. 3, approve appoint Nancy Roxores, translator, summer of 2019. 34, approve new job description number F33, color guard advisor. 35, approve appoint Emily Packett, elementary school nurse, 2019-20 school year. And that's all I have.
Anyone on any of them? No? Safety risk management, Mr. Andre?
Yes, thanks, Mr. President. I have 4 under the agenda. Number 1, approve route number TDA to Eden Institute through Eden Autism Services Eden School Extended School Year 2019. Number 2, approve route Q83 to Eden Institute Educational Services Commission of New Jersey, extended school year 2019. Number 3, approve route S8032 to Future Foundations Academy, Educational Services Commission of New Jersey, extended school year for 2019. And number 4, approve route Q111 to New View Academy, Educational Services Commission of New Jersey, extended school year for 2019.
Anybody have a question? If not, we will open the meeting to the public for any comments or questions on items that have been read, strictly on the items that are read on the agenda. Anyone have any questions? No one from the audience? Seeing none, close the public portion of the meeting. We will go to the consent resolution. Under the consent resolution, item number 3, is an instruction to be read separately.
Sure. The South River Board of Education, by means of a consent resolution, adopt various resolutions of a routine and non-controversial nature at one time, and whereas the below listed resolutions are hereby adopted by said Board of Education in whole, as if the same were individually acted upon, under finance items 1 through 18, under instructions item 1, 2, 4, and 5, under human resources items 1 through 35, and safety and risk items 1 through 4.
Okay, board membership, pleasure.
Move the consent resolution.
Second by Mr. Nielsen, second by Mr. Rosanna. Roll call.
Mr. Andre?
Yes.
Mr. Bezak?
Yes.
Mrs. Beck?
Yes.
Mrs. Bush?
Yes.
Mr. Nielsen?
Yes.
Mr. Rosanna?
Yes.
Mrs. Urbanic?
Yes.
Mr. Wailuda?
Yes, motion so carried. Now, item number 3,
What, Mr. Nielsen?
I said
Who's
yes.
in instruction?
Mr. Rosanna.
Oh, well, you can't move it if you're gonna vote no, right, Chris?
You can.
Oh, you can move it if you say no?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Second.
No, you wanna read the resolution? For, the charter?
Oh.
For the
fine,
charter?
Sure. You get to the right page.
Page 2.
Number 3, approve charter school student tuition 2019-2020 school year.
And you so move.
And,
That's what I'm asking.
oh, yeah,
You can legally move, if
Okay.
you choose to, that doesn't mean you're gonna vote yes.
no, okay, I'll move it.
Motion moved by Mr.
Second.
Rosanna, second by Mr. Nielsen. Comments? Roll call.
Mr. Andre?
Yes.
Mr. Bezak?
Yes.
Mrs. Beck?
Yes.
Mrs. Bush?
Yes.
Mr. Nielsen?
Yes.
Mr. Rosanna?
Okay, yes on numbers 1, 2, 4.
No, you already voted on it, Mr. Rosanna. All you're doing is voting on that resolution you just read.
Number 3, just that one.
Yes, no, or abstain.
No,
Thank you.
oh, I see,
There
okay,
you
I
go.
got it,
Okay.
thank you.
Mrs. Urbanic?
Yes.
Mr. Wailuda?
Yes. Motion so carried. And, union relations, Mr. Bezak,
Nothing on agenda tonight.
and the school council liaison, Mrs. Zabani.
The Borough Council, the last meeting that we had, I believe it may have been back in May. We were looking to get another meeting scheduled, with Mr. Eppinger, Council President Eppinger. He's quite busy now. I think right now he's either still in Ireland or just returned. So maybe we could reach out to him and set up a meeting. Some items that we could probably, discuss once school opens. Right.
Maybe we can find out if they're gonna finish this gas line before school opens, if they've done here on Johnson Place, which runs through our intersection.
They will. They will.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
had
know.
a,
They've
They
been
are
working for 2
projected.
months on Cam Avenue.
They're projected to finish.
Projected to be working for PSG&G. Right, Eddie?
Yeah.
Park, sleep, eat, and go home.
Yeah.
Okay, PTA, Mrs. Beck.
I have nothing to report since it's summertime.
And the library, Mr. Bezak.
Thank you. I attended a library board trustees meeting on Tuesday evening. I found out that, of course, the summer programs are up and running. Attendance has been pretty good, but could be better. And again, there's a lot to do with the library. Check their website and, use their services. And that's all I have.
And the Educational Foundation.
Their July meeting was canceled, however, they are very busy this summer. In the past, SRF never had membership forms. In the summer mailings, we had PTO membership forms that went out that many of us have joined. So they are busy working on those membership forms for SRF, and they're going to be electronically sent out with the rest of the materials.
We got them and they're going
Yep.
to be included in the packet.
Yep. The next tentative scheduled meeting is scheduled for August 20th. It's a Tuesday, 7 p.m. in this room. That's all I have.
And Mr. Martin, anything from the attorney?
Just for executive session.
Okay. And Ms. Cassiano?
Yes, surprisingly, I finally do have something for tonight. If you guys don't mind, I would like to go to the podium. Is that
Go ahead,
okay?
sure.
Okay.
Is this working?
Yeah.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Thank you for giving me this time to present my ideas to you guys.
Take it.
Okay, so earlier this evening, I placed a binder in front of everybody's desk, and inside this binder contains a proposition for a club that many students, or an organization, that many students have been asking me about. This is an organization that would give students the opportunity to pursue their passions both in history and other things, and also give them the opportunity to discuss contemporary issues and also give back to our community through fundraising for many organizations such as Wounded Warriors and also Towers to Tunnel. So if you guys aren't very know what these organizations are, so Wounded Warriors, they would raise money for soldiers that struggle with PTSD, and Towers to Tunnels, they also they help police officers that if they die in the line of duty with their families, and buy mortgage houses for them, and also 9/11 responders. So those are two examples of organizations that this club would raise money for. So, as I'm sure you are all very aware of, the South River School District is one that takes tremendous pride in its students' hard work. Honorable certificates and medals are distributed to acknowledge students' dedication to scholarship, which motivates them to keep up the good work. Within the past few weeks, AP scores have been released. High school students all over the nation have been awaiting these scores for months, anxious to see their results. Nationally, one of the hardest AP exams, the one with the highest fail rate, is the AP US History exam. At South River High School, we tend to have a much higher success rate in APUSH than many other schools across the United States, and this is a result of two things. One, we have excellent instructors, and two, our APUSH students put in countless hours of studying and review to not only pass with a 3, but to achieve scores much higher, such as a 4 or a 5. While it's true our district does refund students who acquire a 4 or 5, I think these students' dedication to APUSH should earn them something more. It would be nice if these scholars could be rewarded with some type of organization where their hard work could be honored and they could pursue their passions in history. There's an organization, it's known as the Rho Kappa National Social Studies Honor Society, which not only recognizes high-achieving APUSH students, but it's also another outlet to better serve our community and give back to our country. Regardless of whether or not the organization we ultimately decide to pursue is national or local, any type of honor society would benefit the students, as this would give students the opportunity to enhance their leadership skills and be better prepared when the time comes to apply to competitive colleges. Recently, at South River High School, a Math and Science Honor Society has been created. A Social Studies Honor Society would not only recognize the high-achieving APUSH students for their diligence throughout the year, but it would also give students the opportunity to explore their area of interest, expanding their leadership skills and allowing them to discuss contemporary issues, reinforcing the importance of history in the present. And I have the support of at least a dozen students who were enrolled in this year's AP US History course and have successfully passed the exam, in addition to some upcoming students who are enrolled for the 2019-2020 school year. And if you look in the binder at the last page, those would be all their signatures, and also their emails in case for some reason you'd like to contact them. I think that these students, they work very hard year-round, not just in the beginning or not just in the end, but it's really year-round to take a really difficult exam at the end of the year. They have to remember over 400 years worth of history, stemming from US 1 all the way into US 2 your junior year. And I think that if the board does decide to approve this club, whether it's local or national, we would really be carrying on our district's tradition of always putting the students first and giving them every possible chance at a better and successful future. So, if we would just look at the binder, this first page that I placed in here is really just what I just said, everything I read, in case you would like to review that. The second page is an overview of everything, pretty much a summary, and then right below the overview is the goals of this organization. One, it would be to present high achieving students with the opportunity to enhance their leadership skills for the future. Our second goal, provide a place where students can pursue their passions in history and discuss contemporary issues. Because outside of classrooms such as history or AP Government Politics or any history course really, there's not really a place where students can go and discuss these kinds of like politics or government type of events. So with this organization, there would be a place for all of these students to fit into. Number 3, give back to local community in the United States through fundraisers and activities, which is the 2 examples that I gave earlier. And number 4, acknowledge the AP US History students for their achievements in the subject, because it's a very difficult exam, and I think it deserves some recognition. So, now comparing the Rho Kappa National Social Studies Honor Society to a local one, the national one, obviously it's nationally recognized. It gives students an advantage when applying to competitive colleges and universities. It develops and enhances leadership skills, provides a place for like-minded students to interact with each other and pursue their passions. And as Mr. Rosano was very eagerly asking me earlier about the fees and payments, they would be taken care of through fundraisers and donations. So specifically, the prices are, it would be a $150 fee for the first initial charter. So if we were to do it this year, it would cost $150. Next year, if we were to renew this charter, it would be a $75 fee. And it's a $5 induction fee per new member. But in case the board, for some reason can't afford to pay for these, we have like all the value secured through donations and fundraisers that we can all raise this money to pay for this organization. And similarly, the local Social Studies Honor Society, if we weren't going to decide to do a national level one, it would make students more appealing to colleges and universities, so it would give them that advantage. It would help develop and enhance their leadership skills, and it would still provide a place for like-minded students to interact with each other. So essentially, regardless of whether or not the organization we decide to pursue is national, any type of honor society would be beneficial for our students, as this would give them the opportunity to enhance their skills and be better prepared when the time comes to apply to competitive colleges. By the same token, both organizations would ultimately serve the same purpose, the difference being one is well known and nationally accredited, while the other isn't. So I would just like to thank all of you for giving me the time, and I hope you all decide to consider my proposition.
Thank you for bringing this forward.
Still haven't told us your grade.
Oh, my grade? Well, on the AP US History exam, I got a 4.
Very good.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Continuing with the agenda, seeing all the new business, come before the board.
Yeah, I have something tonight. I just want to thank everybody that reached out to my family and I. This past month's been tough, really tough, and it was greatly appreciated. Thank you. Thank you very much. Whether you came to the house with food or phone calls, cards, letters, flowers, you came to the viewings, it really meant a lot to my family and I can't thank you enough. So, from the bottom of my heart, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Wilson. And as you know, all of our hearts go out.
I appreciate what you did for me.
It's a tragedy that you would not, it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
I know your feeling. Continuing then with the agenda, we hear a motion to payment of bills. Mr. Bank?
Yes, thank you. The Finance Committee recommends that all bills presented, having been certified by the School Business Administrator, Board Secretary, be paid as listed, and I so move.
Motion by Mr. Bank,
Second.
second by Mr. Nielsen. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So carried.
A- a question.
Sure.
Will we be considering this at the next meeting, or?
I can report back.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you. Do you need these back?
If you guys would like to keep them.
Yeah, I'm gonna hold on to
otherwise
it,
I can
yeah, thank you.
This time we'll open the meeting to the public. Any comments or questions? Comments or questions are limited to 10 minutes. Anyone from the audience? Seeing none, we'll close the public portion of the meeting, and we'll entertain motions for closed session, executive session.
Resolved that pursuant to section 7 and 8 of the Open Public Meeting Act, the following subjects to be discussed at the session of the Board of Education closed to the public are
Personnel and building security.
we have a motion.
Nielsen?
Bush.
Motion by Mr. Hanson, second by Mrs. Bush. Roll call.
Mr. Andre?
Yes.
Mr. Bezak?
Yes.
Mrs. Beck?
Yes.
Mrs. Bush?
Yes.
Mr. Nielsen?
Yes.
Mr. Rosanna?
Yes.
Mrs. O'Panic?
Yes.
Mr. Euler?
Yes. Okay, let's take, the safety item first.
We gotta